Hey guys, it is 31Winter31. I have a new video for you guys today. This is by far my most creative build on my channel, I think. I did the circular build, like this shell off camera, because I need to figure out how I was going to hide the walls on the side and how just to get this circular shape. But you'll kind of see when I do the second part of this house, I kind of just play with the roofing. I use the slanted roof. I don't know what it's called in the game, but I use the slanted roof and I just change the height and the curve of it. And then I hide the walls by using arches, and I just raise them up, size them down if need be, which you can see kind of right now. There's these little arches on both sides of this house. Or no, only on one side of this house, and that's why you can't see the wall. You'll just see I just add another one. I ended up getting rid of those, I think, because they looked weird and I didn't know how to hide them. But here I used arches. I didn't even bother sizing them down, and then I added columns. So it kind of looks kind of decorative and purposeful and not like I'm trying to hide the fact that there's a wall there. And then I used plants because I wanted to hide the clipping that was happening with the roof and the wall of the room. Yeah, so a couple things about this build. It's, I believe, around 120,000 simoleons. It uses a ton of packs, I'm sure. Definitely spa day, definitely island living, definitely jungle adventure, and I'm sure a gazillion other things. I have no idea what I used. I really love how lit up this house is in the dark. Like, you'll see as I go on, I add a bunch of lights. And so this house is just always bright on the outside. And it's always bright on the inside, of course, because there's lights on the inside of the house. And then, what else is there to say about this build? It is play tested. You can play in it. It's going to be difficult to play in it. Not this part, like you can still use the circle part completely fine, but the upstairs room of the second house where you have like the bedroom, which you'll see later, you can't play in that unless you have the walls down. So for me, that's fine because I play with the walls down in my sim. Like, that's my style. But if you guys play with the walls up or with an overhead view or something, you can't play in this house really easily. You have to play with the walls down. And you'll see why. It's because the top room is built within the roof. So, yeah. It's kind of like a attic in a sense, I guess. So, it's a little bit more difficult to play with. And I kind of got this idea. I was thinking about influencers, actually. This isn't by no means what, like, a typical influencer house looks like. But I kind of got the idea where it's like influencers all the time, especially popular younger influencers who are pretty, not, I don't know if rich, because I have no idea about but they live in pretty extravagant living situations. They're always promoting sustainability and focusing on the environment, but then they also live in these homes that aren't necessarily sustainable homes. So this house is kind of like that. So it has this like focus on plants and meditation and yoga, because I always see a bunch of famous YouTubers focusing on themselves, and they focus on being able to work out every day and make these really healthy meals because they have the time to. They work, from home. They have their own schedule. They work for themselves for the most part, so they kind of make their own schedule. And especially if you're already like really famous, you have a little bit more luxury with your schedule and what you want to focus on and how you want to spend your time. So that's kind of the idea with this house. This house focuses on yoga and meditation and the wellness skill, hence why there is a yoga studio in the little circular house. And there's this little like potted plant section, which I thought was pretty cute. I used a detail from the pool. I think this is technically pool flooring that I've used, and I've just raised it up and made it into shelves because actual shelves want to snap onto the wall behind it, and I didn't want these to snap to the wall. I wanted them to be free floating within the columns. I use this as a way to hide the fact that you can see the roof clipping into the wall, but I think it turned out like a really nice statement piece or like decoration. So in my gameplay, I was kind of pretending this is like a little plant area where whoever lives here, she like makes her own plants and she focuses on it and waters and gardens. Obviously, you can't actually garden these plants. They're not real. But we can imagine it for the build. And yeah, so I add this really nice pool on the outside. And then I also add another meditative area, which you'll see is like fenced in And so it's really like this idea of being around all the elements: air, water, earth. There is no fire. Huh. Everything but fire. Maybe I should add in something fiery. Oh well. But, yeah. Is anyone else excited about this eco lifestyle pack that's coming out? I've seen a lot of hate for it. I'm changing the subject here because I have nothing else to say about the build. But this was inspired by that pack, even though it looks nothing like the builds in that pack. But I don't know, I'm kind of excited for it. I recently saw the gameplay trailer just come out, and I know so many people are upset about it. And to be honest, when I first saw the trailer, I wasn't upset. Like, a lot of people are claiming that this is like a money grab and blah blah blah. But like, I don't think it's a money grab. And I know a lot of people are concerned about this being an expansion pack, but after seeing like the game trailer and with the actual gameplay, I don't think it's small enough to be a game pack, because the way they're making it seem, obviously I won't know until we actually play it, and I think it comes out June 8th or something, like beginning of June. But it seems like it's very immersive, and it seems like it's not just within the one world, it's within every single world. And if that's the case, I can't imagine how much programming that must have taken and how many hours it must have taken to make it like that. And it seems there's going to be a whole new career. There's obviously a lot of building cast items in it. There's a bunch of new gameplay that seems to be coming in it as well, like eating cockroaches and making vertical plants and being not a protester, but promoting a certain way of living and voting, which I assume you'll have to do as your own sim. I was watching Deligracy's reaction video. She seemed to think that it was going to be like you'll have simmers come to you and tell you to vote for one thing, which I think would be super cool. But I don't think that's what EA is doing. I think they're making it so it's a career and you like have to do it. Or not a career, but something you would have to do on your own. So, yeah. And we're looking at the inside of this yoga. I absolutely love the way this yoga studio came out. It's surrounded by plants. There's a fountain. There's water coming down from the walls. I can't imagine what it must be like to do yoga. I could totally imagine just getting totally immersed into this and just only focusing on this. I do end up adding some windows along the side because I add this little plant shelving area, which you'll see in a minute. This is all lights, by the way, that I'm adding on the back here. So like I said, I wanted this place to be well lit to some degree. I didn't want it to be like super lit, because when I imagine like yoga, I sometimes imagine like the yoga that you do in the dark and like steamy rooms and all that. So I want this to be a place where you really just are only looking at yourself. So I limited the amount of windows, kind of. There is one window on this wall, and then there's obviously the windows all along the front, but you can't really see anything except for your own house, so I figured it was fine. But, yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, the lifestyle pack. So I actually think this pack might be big enough for an expansion pack, and I'm kind of excited for it. It's not something I originally wanted. I know people are really into the whole eco-living, sustainability. People have voted for it. Laundry Day came out because people were voting for eco-living. And eco-living, I don't really care about much in The Sims. Like, it's not something I'd game with. If I wanted to make an impact on the environment, it would be in the real world and not virtually. But I don't know, I'm kind of excited. And we're looking at the interior of the house right now. So obviously you can see this first part of the house is very functional. Like, it's not hard to play in. You can't change the foundation level at all, because I think this build is just a little bit too finicky. I had a lot of issues with this build, and I hope you guys don't have them. I've downloaded a couple of times to see what happens. It seems like it works fine. I'm hoping it works fine when you guys download it. But I guess we'll find out. And so I kind of made this like really pretty color scheme. Reds, greens. I think that's really it for the most part, is reds and greens, but I can't entirely remember. I did make this a house for a YouTuber, so they have a study area where they have their YouTube gear, or whatever they call it, SimTuber, whatever. I don't know what it's called. I think it's a video station, technically. But, so they do have a video station in this. The kitchen is a little bit different from what you see now, and I think also what you see in the screenshots, because I had to remove the fridge elsewhere because the fridge was not playable under the stairs, which I was a little bit surprised about because in the past I've put things under the stairs and they've worked, but I think maybe that's just too low to use. So that was unfortunate, but it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, as I said earlier, I really like how this came out. I called it the Zenith because I was thinking Zen meditation, and I think the Zenith is a name for a moon. I'm not entirely sure. Let's just search this up. I have my computer right in front of me if it actually opens. Zenith. Okay. The zenith is a noun, the time at which something is most powerful or successful. And then in astronomy, it's the point in the sky or celestial sphere directly above an observer. So I thought this really fit the house because obviously the whole entire house is glass roofing. So it's completely see-through. You always see the sky above you unless you're on the first floor of this house. But in the circle meditation area, you see it. If you're outside, you're seeing the sky. And if you're upstairs in your bedroom, you're seeing the sky. So I'm gonna leave for now and let you watch the last 5 minutes of this build over music, and then I'll be back for the tour and you'll see screenshots and all of that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay, guys, so we've reached the tour. I'm back. We're gonna walk into the outdoor meditation area first. It has a waterfall, an art easel. There's plants all over the place. Ideally, I would have had plants covering the floor, but your Sims can't step on them, so it would have been stupid because you wouldn't have been able to reach the art easel or the meditation stool or whatever that item is called in The Sims. And then we're gonna scoot all the way past this pool into the yoga studio. This looks amazing. You have the water cascading down the back. You have the open roof, so you can see the sky all times. You have these nice little plants hanging down the wall. Obviously, you have plants all around the build itself. Feature walls on the right. And then you also have a guitar. You have some potted plants where you can plant things if you so desire. It's just really beautiful, and I can't imagine doing yoga in that place at night. And then we're going to walk over here into the actual house, which is a bit oddly shaped, but I do like how it came out. I'm not even going to bother trying to go over the stairs because it's too difficult. And we walk in to this house with brick as the accent. We have this nice color scheme of like oranges and reds and greens. All of the stuff is island living stuff, by the way. And yes, when you walk over here, the bathroom's right across with all the essentials. And then it also has laundry because I figured I've been trying to put laundry in my builds a little bit more recently. And then you have the living area with the thing that I was talking about that you can see like the crossing with the fence. And there's plants growing on them. And then you have this YouTuber station, which I think is really nice. It has some trophies because presumably your sim has won some things. And this is kind of like the backdrop because YouTubers always have a really nice backdrop. And I figured potted plants and a cool looking mirror was suitable. And I'm going to apologize right now because the video is a little bit weird when you get up here. But I mean, this is my first time really doing a tour, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. I think I may have done them in my earlier videos. But I'm just now becoming very adept at this, so excuse me if it looks like kind of weird, like what's happening right now. So we're going to walk forward into this hallway. To the left is this bathroom, kind of industrial looking, really simple, sleek brick wall, and obviously the open roof, or not open roof, but glass roof at the top. And then you get into the bedroom area. Greens, oranges, reds, obviously same color scheme kind of going on. Ceiling is glass, and then you have this area, which is just kind of like a porch. You're still inside, but I figured there must be some way to like take care of these plants on that you have growing. So I did add a little porch area, and then you also have an outdoor porch area, and that's kind of the end of the build. You have this beautiful view of Newcrest, or wherever you decide to place this lot. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys like this build. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. If you like me, hit that subscribe button. And if you really like me and want to be notified every single time I post a video, make sure to hit that bell button. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you next time. Guys, this build took 4 days. I'm not even kidding you. It took 4 whole days. And then don't even get me started on how long it took to edit it. Sorry. Rant over. I'm gonna go now for real, guys. Have a great day.